Okay, real talk before we even say hello. Have you ever walked out of an interview and thought, I knew the answer, I just didn't know how to say it?
Every single time. In my first language, sure, no problem. In English, my brain just leaves the room. That's the whole episode today. 20 questions. 20 ways your brain tries to leave the room. We're bringing it back. Let's go.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Simon. And if this is your first time here, this is the podcast where we talk real English, not textbook English. The English people actually use when the pressure's on. And today the pressure is on in a big way, because we're going through the 20 most common job interview questions in English. And more importantly, how to answer them like a fluent, confident speaker, not like someone who memorized a script. Because here's the thing, memorizing an answer is easy. Sounding natural while you say it, that's the actual skill. That's the skill. And before we dive in, if you're serious about your English, hit that subscribe button right now. Seriously, pause, subscribe, come back. We drop episodes like this every single week, and you don't want to miss the next one. And drop a comment. Tell us where you're watching from and what job you're interviewing for. We actually read these. It's not just something we say.
All right, question 1. The classic, the one that starts every interview on planet Earth. Tell me about yourself. And it's funny because this question feels open, like you can say anything, but it's actually the most dangerous one. Why dangerous? Because people either say too little, I'm hardworking, I like learning, generic, forgettable. Or they say too much, and 5 minutes later, the interviewer's checking their watch. So what's the fix? Structure. I always tell people past, present, future. Where you've been, where you are now, where you're going. Something like, I studied marketing. I've spent the last 2 years growing a small brand's social media, and now I'm looking for a bigger challenge where I can lead a team. 30 seconds. Clean. I like that. And notice, Simon didn't say, I am a motivated and hardworking person. He showed it through a story. That's the difference between vocabulary and communication. Exactly. Anyone can learn the word motivated. Not everyone can prove it in one sentence. Which leads right into question 2. Why should we hire you? Same trap. People list adjectives instead of giving proof. Right. Instead of, I'm dedicated and responsible. Try, in my last role, I was the one who caught a scheduling error that would have cost the company 2 clients. That's the kind of attention to detail I bring. Specific. Concrete. Native speakers respond to specifics, not adjectives.
And question 3 ties in too. Why do you want this job? Don't just say, it matches my skills. Say, which skills? And why this company specifically? Do your homework on the company before you walk in. It shows. Okay, question 4. How do you work in a team? This one's interesting because different cultures answer it so differently. Totally. In English-speaking interviews, especially American ones, they want to hear individual contribution inside the team. Not just, I respect everyone's ideas. That's true, but vague. Try something like, in group projects, I usually end up being the person who keeps us on schedule. I like making sure everyone's voice gets heard, but we still hit the deadline. Now that's a sentence that tells a story about who you are. And then, the question everybody fears. Question 5. What is your greatest weakness? Oh, the classic trap question. People panic and say something fake, like, I work too hard, or I care too much. Interviewers have heard that 1,000 times. Here's the move. Pick something real, but small, and show you're actively fixing it. I used to overfocus on small details, and it slowed me down. So now I set myself time limits, and it's actually made me faster without losing quality. See what he did there? Weakness, awareness, action, result. 4 steps, 1 sentence. Same pattern works for question 8. Tell me about a mistake you made. Don't hide the mistake. Own it briefly. own it, briefly, then pivot immediately to the lesson. I once sent a client the wrong file version. I caught it fast, fixed it, and now I always double-check before sending anything. Confident, human, done. Quick pause. If you're getting value from this, hit subscribe now, because next week we're doing the follow-up, the 10 questions you should ask the interviewer and how to ask them in natural English. And seriously, comment below. Tell us, which one of these 20 questions scares you the most? We'll answer real comments in a future video. All right, let's keep going. Question 6. How do you prioritize your work? This is where English learners often say something too simple, like, I do the important things first. True, but boring. Give them a system. I usually sort tasks by urgency and impact, what's due soonest, and what actually moves the needle. I keep a running list and reprioritize every morning. Moves the needle. Good phrase to steal, by the way. It means something that makes a real, meaningful difference. Write that down. Question 7. What's your biggest achievement? Pick something measurable if you can. Numbers are powerful in English interviews. I led a small team that increased customer response time by 40%. That sentence does more work than 5 adjectives combined.
Question 13 fits right here too. How do you handle stress and pressure? Don't just say, I stay calm. Show how. When things get stressful, I break the problem into smaller steps. It stops me from feeling overwhelmed and keeps me moving forward. Calm, specific, believable. Now the question everyone gets nervous about. Question 9. Salary expectations. This is genuinely tricky even for native speakers, Derrick. Say too high, you seem greedy. Too low, you undersell yourself. The safe, natural English move, give a range and tie it to research. Based on my research for this role and my experience, I'd expect somewhere between X and Y, but I'm open to discussing the full package. The full package, meaning salary plus benefits, bonuses, everything. Great phrase for this exact moment. Question 14. What do you know about our company? This one just requires 10 minutes on their website beforehand. No excuse to skip it. And it's not just facts. Say why those facts matter to you. I saw you recently expanded into renewable energy. That direction is actually what drew me to apply. Question 11. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Question 11. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Ambitious, but realistic. Show growth without sounding like you'll leave in 6 months. I'd love to grow into a leadership role here, ideally managing a small team while still staying close to the hands-on work. And question 16 connects here too. Why did you leave your previous job? Stay positive. Never trash your old boss, even if they deserved it. I'd learned everything I could in that role, and I was ready for a new challenge. Always frame it forward, not backward. Question 12, 18, and 20 kind of live in the same family. Ideal work environment, handling conflict, and being open to relocation or travel. For conflict, question 18. The magic words in English are listen first. When there's conflict, I try to understand the other person's perspective before reacting. Usually that alone solves half the problem. For question 17, what motivates you? Avoid generic answers like money or success. Interviewers want something that shows character. I'm motivated by solving problems that actually matter. When my work helps someone else do their job better, that's what keeps me going. And question 19. What skills make you a good fit? This is your highlight reel. 3 skills, max, with a 1-line proof for each. Then finally, question 10. Do you have any questions for us? Never say no. Always ask something. It shows genuine interest. What does success look like in this role after the first 6 months? That's a killer question. It shows you're already thinking about performing well. And question 15. Tell me about a challenge you overcame. Same formula we've used all episode. Situation, action, result. Every single time. So that's all 20. And if you noticed a pattern through this whole episode, it's not about big vocabulary. It's about structure, situation, action, result. And speaking with specific, honest examples instead of generic adjectives. That's the real secret to sounding fluent and confident in English. Not perfect grammar, confidence and clarity. If this helped you even a little, do us a huge favor. Subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss next week's episode. Drop a comment and tell us which question you're going to practice first. We read every single one. And share this with a friend who has an interview coming up. It might actually change their outcome. Thanks for listening, everybody. Keep speaking, keep learning, and we'll see you in the next episode.